Hey guys, it's Coop from Garage Gym Reviews, and today we're going to be talking about the 10 home gym essentials according to me. These are a hierarchy of the equipment that I think for most people, for most home gyms, they should have. This doesn't mean you need all of them. This doesn't mean you don't need any of them. Depending on what type of training you do, there may be other things, but these are the ones that I think most people should consider. I've gone through all this in detail on our website. You can hit the link below the like button if you'd like to see more of it. And if you'd like to see more reviews on all these sorts of things, make sure you subscribe because we'll have more of that coming. Okay, the most essential home gym equipment, in my opinion, is the barbell. I've written articles on this for all sorts of people. One is Starting Strength. Mark Ripito, I wrote an article called Barbell is King. I think for most home gyms, for most people, the almighty Olympic barbell, which is right here, is the best piece of equipment to start with. I don't think that everybody has to use a barbell. I know there's some people out there that are like, you've got to use a barbell. It's the only way to train. I'm not that way. I just want to get people moving more and training more and healthier. And so there's lots of ways to do that. The biggest benefit to the barbell is that it offers incremental loading over a wide range of movements with the cheapest amount of money you'd have to spend on weight possible. So that's like a long way of saying it's the best and the most efficient way to train for most people. It only takes up 7 feet, really 9 feet, so a foot on each side so you can put plates on. So you don't need a huge amount of space. You need a squat rack to put it on or something like that, although I think there's some people that lift without squat racks for cleans, deadlifts, snatches, jerks, all that sort of thing. But a barbell, in my opinion, is the number one most essential piece of a home gym. It's the king. It's the reason that pretty much every gym logo out there in the world includes a barbell. It's the reason that anybody who's serious about training really uses a barbell in some fashion. If you want to get stronger, dumbbells are not as good. Kettlebells are not as good. In my opinion, for most people, the barbell is king. Barbell is the best. The second home gym essential, and something that relates to the barbell, is what you put on the ends, and that is weight plates. I think weight plates, you have to have some sort of weight to use the barbell. If the barbell is number one, then you should probably have something to go on the ends. Weight plates are essential to most home gyms. You gotta have some sort of weight to do some sort of strength training. So some sort of strength training, the best way to do it, in my opinion, is the barbell. So throwing plates on the ends and being able to do all sorts of lifts is important. There's a lot of different bumper plates and weight plates and all sorts of different types of plates, competition power plates out there. For most people, I suggest iron. They're the cheapest per pound that you can get. However, if you're gonna be dropping it, I would probably suggest something like a bumper plate. They're made of rubber. They're going to compress a little bit. They're not gonna sound as loud. They're not gonna hurt your foundation or your equipment as much. However, they do cost more and they take up more space on the bar. So most people just get iron. Get whatever you can get, the cheapest, that's the most accurate. If you're competing in powerlifting or something like that, you can go with calibrated plates. If you're doing Olympic lifting, you can go with bumper plates, but get some sort of weight plates. You don't just have to use them for your barbell. You can throw them on loadable dumbbells. You can throw them on different weight vests. You can throw them and just use them as they are for different, isolation exercises. They're extremely versatile. All right, number three, the third most essential piece of equipment is the almighty squat rack. The squat rack is kind of the central place for training for most home gym owners. Okay, my preferred type of rack among the many that are out there, from squat stand to wall mount racks to combo racks to monoliths, is the power rack. The reason I like the power rack is because I think for most home gym owners, it's the safest. They allow you to use different pin posts and different flip down safeties or strap safeties to protect yourself. If you're benching or squatting alone, I think they're very helpful and can really eventually actually save your life. I mean, pin posts have saved people's lives and there are people that have died that haven't been using them. So I like a power rack for most people. However, if you don't have that, you can use different spotter safeties and things like that. But the reason a power rack is so good outside of the safety components is the fact that typically they're modular. So you can have pull-up bars up top. You can have all sorts of different attachments. I mean, I've got 3 power racks or type of squat racks in this garage alone. I've got quite a few in the other one. They're just so useful. There's a lot you can do with them. So for most people, a squat rack is definitely an essential. The fourth most essential thing for your home gym is a weight bench. A weight bench is something that nearly everybody who's lifted has used in some capacity. The bench press is really the biggest bro lift, the lift that most people, talk about. How much you bench. is one of those phrases that's been careened around the lifting community for centuries. A weight bench is an essential piece. I don't think it's as essential as some of these others because you can do floor press and things like that, but there is a lot that a weight bench can do. It doesn't take up a lot of space and they're not very expensive. The thing you have to decide first and foremost, if you're getting a weight bench, is do I want a flat bench or an adjustable bench? For most home gym owners, I think a flat bench is fine. Now, I get it if you want to do a lot of dumbbell work and bodybuilding isolation stuff, you can get an adjustable bench. I prefer an adjustable bench. Really, it's nice to have both. However, if you're just starting out, you just want to get in cheaply, just go with a nice basic flat bench. I mean, there's so many out there, everything from an Amazon basis bench to what I have over here, a Rogue Monster 2.0 bench. I mean, you can get anything in between. There's a lot of options, but I think for most people, a basic flat bench that has a rating up to 700, 800,000 pounds is gonna last you a long time. You can get unique with it. If you wanna get incline, you can put it up on something. My first home gym, I'd set it up on boxes. It's simple, it works really well, and you'll use it a lot. Not just for chest, but also for rows and other types of things. So a flat bench, definitely essential. The fifth essential for home gyms, in my opinion, are dumbbells, and particularly adjustable dumbbells. I think for a home gym, most people should, if they're going to have dumbbells, this is up to you if you want dumbbells, but if you want dumbbells, and I think most people in home gyms do, then you should not spring for this type of thing that's behind me. I think that's way overkill. I like having it because I like having individual sets, but for the price and the space considerations, adjustable dumbbells are absolutely amazing. They don't take up a lot of space. This part here, for instance, goes from 10 pounds up to 90 pounds in 5-pound increments. For an adjustable set, that's way cheaper, takes up way less space. Yeah, it's not as easy or nice as using a full set where you can superset and all sorts of things like that. However, for most people, adjustable dumbbells for a home gym are really the ideal option. They're the best value option. There's some good sets out there like Power Block, Iron Masters, Barbell, among others. Bowflex makes some, but adjustable dumbbells, in my opinion, are definitely an essential home gym piece. If you want a full set, go ahead. Just understand it's gonna cost you a lot. It's gonna take up a lot of space. Not very efficient for a home gym. Number 6, the 6th most essential, in my opinion, are kettlebells. I like using them for swings, farmer's carries. I like using them for snatches and cleans. I don't know, kettlebells do a lot of things that dumbbells don't. I get it. I don't think most people need like both. I think they could get away with one or the other, and I think dumbbells would be a little bit more versatile in my opinion. However, I like kettlebells, and I think having a couple kettlebells out there is a great way to add your training. So I would like, if for most people, I'd suggest like a 35 kettlebell, 35-pound kettlebell, and also a 53-pound kettlebell to go along with your dumbbells. I think that's gonna get you by for a lot of conditioning work and even some strength work, depending on how you use it for Turkish get-ups or things like that. So I think kettlebells are definitely important, and I think they're often overlooked in home gym. The 7th home gym essential is one of two, either gymnastic rings or a pull-up bar. The reason I say either gymnastic rings or a pull-up bar is because in a home gym, if you have a power rack, you most likely have a pull-up bar. So having something like gymnastics rings is not a necessity. However, they are nice. If you're wanting to do dips, if you want to use them for pull-ups, if you want to do levers, or all sorts of dynamic movement, you can use gymnastics rings. They're really great for that. They're also extremely cheap and can put anywhere. In fact, in some cases, for some people, I would put gymnastics rings at the very top of the hierarchy. When I started my home gym, I threw them over a tree and I did a ton of bodyweight exercises because it was one of the cheapest ways to do some sort of strength training. They worked really well. Now, due to economies of scale, you can get it for like 30 bucks. I'll put some links down in the bio so you can check them out. But I think for most people, gymnastics rings are a great option if you're not just gonna use a pull-up bar. The 8th essential for a home gym is going to be some sort of conditioning device. There's a lot that's out there, from treadmills to air bikes to sleds, but for most people, I think something like an air bike or a sled or a ski erg or a Concept 2 rower, those are going to be your better options for if you're just wanting to get one. If you're wanting to do a lot of longer steady state stuff, I would go with something like a rower. However, if you're wanting to do more high output HIIT type training, then I would go with something like a sled. They're gonna be cheaper, they're gonna take up less space, you can use them outside. They just work really well and they are pretty cheap and they don't take up a lot of space, which is really important for a home gym. I like air bikes, I've got one over here. The The Rogue Echo air bike is a great bike, but I would avoid for most people that are coming from commercial gym, they're thinking to themselves, I need to get an elliptical, I need to get a treadmill, all those sorts of things. I don't think that's necessary for a home gym. I think most people can get by and do really well with doing sprints outside, using an air bike, a sled, a jump rope, things like that. The ninth essential, and this is kind of the foundation of your gym and one that I think is very important and overlooked, is your flooring. Flooring in a home gym is what you do everything on. It's what your equipment sits on. There's tons of options. I'm gonna ignore pretty much all the options that are out there and suggest one, and that is horse stall mats. I think for most people, horse stall mats are the best option. I think there are other options out there. In fact, I'm standing on rolled rubber flooring that's 3/8 inches, works really well. It looks a little bit better. However, is it worth the cost over stall mats for most home gyms? Definitely not. However, I would say do not buy foam tiles. Not a fan of foam tiles, don't like foam tiles. I see very little to no reason to buy foam tiles. Avoid them at all costs. Okay, the last one, the final one, the 10th home essential, especially for a garage gym, is a leaf blower. This bad boy. Not just this bad boy, I would say just about any leaf blower. I think a leaf blower is an essential to a home gym, especially a garage gym. I mean, this is kind of joking. It's not the most important thing. However, I do think this is a piece of equipment that is often overlooked in a garage gym, because if your garage gym is full of crap and leaves and dirt and chalk and blood and all sorts of crap, you're gonna be less likely to use it. So clean up your space, get a leaf blower. They're cheap and they work really well. Okay. This has been Coop from Garage Gym Reviews. Thank you for watching. These are the top 10 home gym essentials. If you like this sort of thing, make sure you subscribe. We do a lot more content, a lot more in-depth, and we'll see you next time. Peace.